Hey, who do you think you are? You don't like my music? I'm just a loser who can't write and can't play. Love, romance, it's all fake. Cursed women are like measles. Oh, well, that's terrible. Ugh, Malabelle. This time she's left me forever. Okay. I gotta go talk to Biki Tubajibahija. Say, have you seen the song Runes in Bubarimu? They contain the words to the song that torn apart lovers sang to each other many years ago. The lyrics are simple, but they hit you right in the heart. It's a really good song. No matter how much the world changes, people are still the same. Oh, how I long to be loved like that. Me too. Well, anyway, I bet those bitter lyrics would really cheer up the brokenhearted. Oh, I bet it'll help this guy over here. Now I must obtain a parchment. Oh, there's one right there. Okay. I gotta go to Bubarimu. Take my main character Jakku on Bard to make this a little faster. Significantly faster, actually. Oh, wrong thing. The beautiful songs of Boo Boo. Now I gotta go to Kuna Dunes. Bogey. They're supposed to be adding timers to the UI, but I don't see that yet. And they're also supposed to be adding sub-target buffs, but I don't see that yet either. So I don't know if that's something I'm supposed to change in the config, or it's just not been done yet. Oh, hey, look at that. I don't know if I just can't turn that on yet or what. Oh man, it's song runs. Oh, it's a rare day I see anybody around here. Oh, forgive me. I am a simple minstrel. I travel from one tavern to another, caring little whence my daily bread may come. Every time I walk this road, I make a point of visiting this place, and it's a good to see a kindred spirit here. Oh yeah. The lyrics here have an endless charm, don't they? The story of two lovers torn apart, each hearing the crashing of waves from opposite shores. This is how emotions live on, my friend, even those of broken dreams and failed romances. Our duty as minstrels is to take these shattered desires, give them shape, and pass them to others. I know that dreams and emotions are often difficult to grasp. But sometimes in a moment of brilliance, our songs can stir even the loneliest heart. My friend, moments like that are what keep us minstrels singing. Can you not feel the powerful emotions of the narrator here? Who could not help but put these feelings into a verse, two verse? Even those who forgot to sing through the toils of life should be moved, made to sing by the lyrics herein. Oh, it seems I've rambled quite a bit. My words fall to riddles whenever I'm here, I'm afraid. Well, I shan't keep you here any longer. I hope we may meet again in the bustle of a warm tavern. Farewell! Kyutaru, the silent protagonist. And now I do this. Hello, Mad Dog DD and Trav MO. Oh, I didn't get the parchment. Fail. Hey, I'm good. How are you, man? Or woman, whichever. I'm assuming man since you're Mad Dog DD. That's his manly name. Gotta go back to that spot and trade an item to it, which I should have done to begin with, but that's okay. It'll only take a couple minutes. Yeah, Bard is amazing. It's one of my favorite jobs also. One thing I don't like about a lot of, or most, or if not all, modern MMOs is that they don't have real core support jobs. Like, they try to blend support and DD a lot of the times, and I understand why, because a lot of people complain that they don't want to play it, or that you know, it's too necessary to have something that a bunch of people don't want to play. But I enjoy playing it, and I think it completely changes the experience of this game. And if you're a very active bard, you're actually doing something constantly, especially depending on your sub job. I would say overall, though, Paladin is my favorite job. It was the first thing I took to 75 originally, a long time ago. I really enjoy tanking in most games in general. Jakku's Bard is 99. Pretty well geared. I'm leveling up some jobs on Qtaru, or unlocking and leveling them up. Me and my wife are going to go through and redo all of the original missions in order, and we're going to be doing them level synced, kind of in an effort just to do them to the most original form possible. It'll be a little difficult in certain places because of how they have added higher monsters in certain places. But we're going to stream and record them. It's going to take some time, obviously, to do all of that. But I think it'll be a lot of fun to have a record of, you know, all of the storyline and so forth. Haven't really started doing that yet, but this is kind of working on the prerequisites of doing that. We're going to have like multiple jobs taken up to like level 20, 30, 40, etc., so that we can have a level sync target for each mission, battlefield, and so forth. What's up, Troy's Fitty and Thymo, or Thai MMO, which would be also equally cool. Yeah, Monk definitely made that fight super easy. Well, compared to a lot of other jobs. Yeah, like Xylart is cool. Plus, like going into Sky for the first time is just freaking amazing. Um, COP and Xylart tying into each other a lot on the story was amazing. Had to rush through a lot of stuff because people were in such a hurry because it took so long, especially back in the day. So going through at my own leisure with my wife and redoing it again and just kind of taking our time, uh, I think will be very enjoyable. And plus, we never completely went through Treasures of Urgen or Wings of the Goddess, and we have not gone very far in the Adulan missions. So we want to do Rise of the Xylart and COP in the main city missions first to just kind of knock them out. Plus, it makes sense to do them first. But I'm also looking forward to, like I said, doing the other expansion missions since we never really did them before, and kind of enjoying the full story of the whole game. We'll also be probably streaming pretty often, just doing like old school level sync parties to level up these other jobs. Went through yesterday and leveled up Blue Mage a little bit, which was a lot of fun. The XP is ridiculous, though. I mean, I went from 32 to 40 in like an hour in Garlead Citadel, which, by the way, is where I met my wife because we're super nerds. And yesterday was our wedding anniversary, which was also really cool because we didn't plan to go back there to do that. It was just like, hey, let's figure out a job to level just so we can play for a little bit. Because we just resubbed a few days ago. And due to the idea of redoing the missions, and then it was like, okay, well, my blue mage is this level. Let's go to Garlage Citadel because that's, you know, the appropriate level for a 32 plus party. And then I was like, wow, this is really cool. We go here on our wedding anniversary, and this is where we originally met, like 8 years ago. 9 years ago. So we have a lot of fun doing like lower level parties. I've always enjoyed that experience in this game. It's not like it used to be because the zones aren't full of people anymore, which is kind of nice because you're not fighting for camps, but it feels kind of empty. But I really enjoy just the art and respect it as far as a lot of the older zones go. Like one of my favorite zones in the game is the Kazam area, Yatunga and Yohator Jungle, just because I think they look so amazing, especially the area in Yatunga Jungle next to the waterfalls that lead to Sea Serpent's Grotto. It just looks freaking amazing. This song's so old. Are you making fun of me with this old song? Now, my young friend. What's all that fuss? Come, let me get you something. I thought you were like me, a man who lives for song and dance. Was I wrong? Who are you? Leave me alone. This poor broken-hearted gentleman. Oh, come now. Oh, were you talking about that song? It's a great tune, isn't it? No, it ain't. Nobody cares about such an oldie. This guy's so bitter. Well, my apologies, but have you ever even tried it? Just because it's old doesn't mean it's not good, you know? Just give it a try. What have you got to lose? Good to see you again. Oh, he's talking to me? The silent protagonist. I have a feeling we'll meet again. I hope by then you'll have learned to appreciate that song. This song. I've seen him before somewhere. Who does he think he is? He doesn't know a thing about all the pain I've been through. Oh my god, 2100 gil. I'm rich. Hey, thanks, Mad Dog. Yeah, one thing about Final Fantasy XI, and it's always been that way. It's not as much recently because it's not as crowded, but the game, in my opinion, was conducive to creating a community that had to work together to accomplish anything. Which, again, I think a lot of MMOs, if not all of them now, are just don't have that as a necessity. Like, you had to make friends to be able to accomplish things in this game, and it created relationships by doing that, which was just something that happened by the way the game was designed. But I've met a lot of people in this game, and some of them are still my friends. I still talk to them. I've known them, 8, 9, 10 years. A couple people I'm really sad that I lost touch with, which sucks, but, it is what it is. Oh, I gotta go back and talk to this girl again. But there's several people that I still stay in touch with that don't even play this game anymore. Like, I friend them on, I got in touch with them, got phone numbers, and friend them on Facebook and stuff like that, just so I wouldn't lose touch, because they're just awesome people, and forgetting the memories we had would suck. Hey, Looney. Yeah, I love this game. It's my favorite game ever. It's definitely got its quirks, and I'm not at all saying it's the best game ever made, but for me, it's definitely my favorite. The community and the battle system and the way the job systems are designed, and the curve of the speed of the game progresses nicely. It's just awesome. Oh, you've been to Boomerimo? They say couples descend on that place at nightfall. How do they dodge the monsters? And you know what? There's another set of runes in Valkyr with the opposing set of lyrics. It's a fabulous spot for a date. Take it from me. Oh, when you read the lyrics on Boomerimo after you've seen the ones in Valkyr, it brings the tears all over again. Oh, sad songs are so moving. I gotta go to Valkyr. Yeah, Mad Dog, I have played since shortly after PC launch, 2004, I believe, and I've always come back. The community and the experience I've had with this game always brings me back to it. I'll take months off at a time due to real life stress and stuff going on where I just won't have time to play. What made you quit recently? Yeah, I get to that point too, Looney. This game definitely can take a lot of time, especially depending on what you're trying to accomplish. About 2 months ago, I canceled my subscription, and right before that, I was doing a lot of endgame, which now consists of a lot of vagary, which allows you to upgrade old Empyrean equipment. Job-specific equipment, which is really good, and I'm glad I did it because I was able to get a lot of Paladin equipment which was something that I just wanted to accomplish for a long time. So I'm glad I did it, but I don't really have the desire to commit like 20 hours a week playing just end-game stuff over and over again. It gets kind of boring after a while, and it just takes up too much time. I'm on now to just play for fun, spend time with my friends and my wife, and just do what we want to do. There is, fortunately, uh, a significant amount actually of endgame material that isn't like painstakingly huge time investment now. You can get in and just kind of, as long as you have a plan beforehand, you can get in and do something like an event that's pretty fun, decent, like skill required, and be done with it in an hour or two. Whereas before it was like if you wanted to achieve anything endgame, it was at least like a 2 to 3 hour commitment, 3 to 4 times a week, easily. Yeah, I hear you, Mad Dog. That's pretty much the same thing for me. It happens to me a lot. Yeah, I hear you, Looney. I played Final Fantasy XIV. I was incredibly excited about that game. I wasn't necessarily expecting a reskin to Final Fantasy XI, but I definitely feel like it was way too dumbed down, too focused on a commercial investment to get as many people playing as possible, which equals, you know, a bunch of immature and impatient teenagers. I'm generalizing, of course, but it doesn't create a community like this game does, where you make friends and have fun and go out and adventure. It's all about, like, what can this do for me instantly, right now, instant gratification. I only give a shit about myself. Yeah, Mad Dog Blue is really fun. Takes a lot of time to get all the spells and stuff. I'm working on mine now, just kind of casually. Core is a really interesting job. I was so glad when they came out with that because I enjoy support jobs in this game, at least. And it just kind of mixed up, like, it did what other games should be doing. It does mix damage in and some other aspects of other jobs where it's not just full-on support. You can play it as a really good damage dealer, not a great damage dealer, but a good damage dealer with awesome support. And that actually was the job that I met my wife on, was I was on Corsair. And you're talking about playing 14 and feeling like you want to come back every time you see a stream of 11. I know it's like a bug, it's like a disease that attaches onto you, and it's like, I need to play this game. The experience isn't the same as it used to be, and I miss that, but if you have people to play with, it's still awesome. And that's really what it comes down to for me, is playing with people you know and having fun and just doing whatever. When you get too focused on what am I going to get as soon as possible, you lose the enjoyment, and I think a lot of games do that a lot. They do it way too much. I played beta Final Fantasy XIV, I played 1.0, I played Realm Reborn. None of it really satisfied me for various reasons along the way. I got bored with the Realm Reborn after like hitting like level 40. I just felt like it was too boring. It's just like run around and quest a lot and doesn't really require a lot of skill in my opinion, whereas in Final Fantasy 11 it's like you're constantly maintaining buffs and debuffs, and it's like this symphony of party members working together to accomplish something. Uh, Whereas a lot of other games, in Final Fantasy 14 included, it's just like dodge the red thing, and otherwise you lose instantly. And if you dodge the red thing and just mash the keyboard, you win. Whereas in Final Fantasy 11, it's like every mob is different and has different abilities and things you have to worry about. You know, whether or not you have to silence it or whatever. Yeah, and I had that discussion with some people. I was like, you know, it's too much of a WoW clone, and I was really generalizing when I said that, and they got kind of offended. But it's like, okay, well, you know, you just run to quest after quest, and the fights are oversimplified. The leveling is oversimplified. The way that Final Fantasy XI is designed is like, yeah, the early grind does get annoying after a while, but it teaches you how to play your job. And going to different zones and fighting different types of monsters that do different stuff teaches you how to adapt to things. And I didn't feel that at all in Final Fantasy XIV. It was like every fight was almost exactly the same. Uh, some boss fights were obviously a little different, but not different enough. Yeah, and I really think that marketing um, thing, you know, it makes sense. These companies are there to make money, and they're basically just going for whatever is going to attract the largest player base, which makes sense. But I would rather play a game. If I was creating a game, I would rather create a game that I like and that I can respect and make a little less money off of it, but do a good job at it and market it well, and you know, have it be interesting and different. There's nothing wrong with that. Like I said before, this game definitely has its quirks. Like, I really don't like crafting in this game. It's a lot better than it used to be, but it's still not interesting to me. But, you know, it is what it is. Oh, forgot to open Berserker. Oops. Yeah, exactly. Old school dynamics, I know exactly what you're talking about. I was with a really good link shell, uh, you know, 6, 7, 8 years ago, maybe longer. Did a lot of dynamics, and we did an excellent job at it. And it all required strategy and having the right jobs, having the right party setups, people doing their jobs well. And like you said, at every turn you could wipe. It was like there was this satisfaction of knowing that you were doing a good job and doing it together. Whereas every other game I've played, except for Vanilla WoW, because that was um, originally a lot more skill oriented, in my opinion, PVE wise. But now it's just like you just run straight through it, and it's really monotonous. And like I was talking about before, some vagary that I was doing, which is one of the end game things now, which you enter into like with a full alliance, etc. And I was with a really good link shell, um, and it was fun for a while. But you know, anything that you do over and over and over again gets monotonous. And I did have fun doing it, and I was glad I did it. But I'm just not interested in doing stuff like that anymore. But now, thankfully, there's stuff you can do with much fewer people and much less time consumption, and still make progress. You know, you can go through and do, I forget what it's called. I haven't done it in a while. It'll come to me in a minute. Might have to look it up. But, I mean, you can go with just 4 or 5 or 6 people and run through a cool, like, dungeon-like experience where you kill some trash mobs. But you could definitely wipe at any time. They're $12.99 plus $1 for content ID, I believe, so it's $13.99 minimum. I think that's right. And I really think all it comes down to is having people to play with, and enjoying the experience for what it is. I would definitely 100% suggest to play on PC though, because they are dropping. May have already dropped or are going to drop PS2 and Xbox support, so you will no longer be able to play on them. But you know, a 8-year-old computer with a moderate setup could run this game well. A modern computer with a cheap setup could run this game well, if not better than well. It's going the wrong way, maybe. No, I don't think so. Is it right? Yes, it is. Wrong way. Sorry, I'm terrible at multitasking. It's this way, in this corner. Right? Oh, there it is right there. But there's a lot of variety of quote-unquote endgame stuff that you can do. It's all very different from one another. And if you have people you enjoy playing with, you can spend as much or as little time as you want and still make progress. I just think it's really all about playing with people you know and enjoy spending time with. Because if I didn't have people to play this game with, I really doubt I would keep playing it. I would at least, if I didn't know people in real life or have long-term friends, I would definitely at least try to find a link shell of sociable, fun people. Yeah. So much time spent in this zone. I mean, for a like 13, 14, 15-year-old game, and I'm running this on HD resolution thanks to Windowware, obviously, but still looks pretty freaking good. I mean, obviously it's not going to be as beautiful as something like Final Fantasy XIV, but this looks pretty amazing to me still. Yeah. And any grind gets boring after a while, but it was all about having fun with people and getting to know people and making friends and, like you said, just talking for hours. This game is all about community and having friends and enjoying time with friends. And again, I'm horrible at multitasking, so I forgot where I was going exactly. I gotta find the song runes out here. Yeah, the graphics for its time were awesome. Should be right over here. Somewhere. I think. southwest bottom and D7. Southeast, or southwest. Southeast. Yeah, COP is awesome. I don't know if you were around when we were talking about it, or I was talking about it, but me and my wife are going to go through and redo all of the missions on our alts, and we're going to do it level synced so it's closest to the original experience as possible. Kind of just randomly thought of that idea about a week ago. It's one of the main reasons we resubbed. Really excited to do that. We're going to go through Xylart and COP first, and then, which we did complete 100% on our mains, but we have not gone all the way through the rest of the expansion stuff. So pretty excited about that as well. So this is the other one. Game has amazing music too. I wanted to know more about the story I had heard in the tavern, so I came out here searching. I have a feeling I know who he is. I was waiting, Merter, for you to find this place. Why, hello! You're Master Leeuwenhard, aren't you? Man, listen to that sweet guitar. You're practically a legend among us bards. Now, let's not get carried away. I am just another minstrel like any other. Master Leeuwenhard, I first heard your music on the street when I was a lad, mired in poverty. I hadn't dreamt that anything could move me, so that moment I vowed to become a bard. But alas, look at me. My voice is shrill and my lyrics like emotion. I am but a worm in your shadow. Huh. You hold me in too high regard. I have such days too. Even you, Master Leeuwenhard? Of course, my friend. Often I ask the stars above for whom and for what purpose I sing, but even they are silent. But ever they are silent. But in such times I find myself standing before this stone. In my heart I try to sing of their feelings as they did. Then I remember how such is all that is needed from us bards. Both felt so dearly of the other that they tried to convey their love through the breeze and over the waves of the ocean. Can you not feel the yearning in your heart before you can move the hearts of others? First you must believe in yourself. Music comes from within. That truth we must never forget. You must have endured a terrible ordeal, my friend. Know your feelings and be honest with yourself about them. I believe that from such synergy, beautiful music will flow. So I must be honest with myself? That is right. I know we will meet again someday. When that time comes, will you play for me? Yes, of course, Master Leeuwenhard. Thanks for all you've done. Now you know upon what path a bard walks. You're always welcome to join us in harmony. I can now become a bard. And I'm rich. And since I have completed the objective for this video, I am going to take a short break. I appreciate everybody watching. Just doing this for fun and to get some additional jobs leveled to have level sync targets for our objective of redoing the missions. I enjoyed talking to you guys. I hope you come back soon. I'm gonna be restreaming here in probably the next 30 to 45 maybe minutes, maybe an hour. So please rejoin me then. I'll probably unlock another job or do a low level party with a friend to level my bard.